Tell me what's going on, my friend.
Everything started doing this all at one time. All I did, I changed the timing chain on it, and I changed the turbos. And this is when I started getting all these error codes. And yesterday, I had 8 codes found: P0018, P0016. Well, this one of these was the one that I feared it was a P0131, P0175.
Okay. So how many codes do you have right now? So, but hang on, time out. It all happened after you replaced the timing chains. Is that correct? Okay. I would be that you probably have an issue with the timing chains, an installation issue, a bad part, or something related to that job that was just done. A, because it just happened at, that's when everything happened. B, I'm showing here that P0018 code, the confirmed fix. This is very common. The number one confirmed fix is to replace the timing chains. So it's very common for this vehicle to flag this code because of a timing chain issue. Or maybe we have a variable valve timing issue. But if it happened only after replacing the timing chains, I'd be willing to bet something's going on in the timing area.
I didn't have the tools to lock the cam when I removed the bolt from the harmonic balancer.
Yep.
And I used a pretty heavy impact gun on it, and I had a crescent wrench on the cam, hold it, and put up with the timing marks, the timing chain. All the marks were lined up when I put it back on. Back then, fine after I changed it. It just a few after it happened. So I put some seafoam in the gas and to try to clean out some of the carbon engine to help it out some. And it got real sluggish. And I happened to be up the road, and I bumped down it pretty hard, and I blew the intercooler.
Wow.
The outlet just got the little metal clip that goes around it.
Yep.
It was kind of cracked up to begin with. I glued it kind of before, so I just gave way. But I replaced that too in the mass airflow sensors and all that. I on the codes after that. I don't know if it over boosted.
Well, let me this. This is with this V. I'm going to go ahead and read you some steps here that I think will pertain or I think help out. Okay. 2013 Ford F150 3.5. A few days after the timing chain replacement, the truck, on this particular one, the truck stalled on the customer, setting multiple VCT-related trouble codes. It is now a crank, no start, and sounds like it has low compression. Although that's not the case with yours, because yours runs, right?
It was running, but this morning I went out there and tried to crank it up, and it didn't.
So it doesn't start, or it starts and it runs rough?
But it's cold. It's cold here too, so it's it could be so cold.
No, there's something wrong with your vehicle. It shouldn't run rough just because it's cold out. All right, let me continue reading. All right, listen. Test procedures. If all lined up correctly, but it was setting VCT related trouble codes, check for a broken keyway on the crankshaft that may have allowed the crank gear to move in relation to the crankshaft. Step number 2, if the keyway of the crankshaft is sheared, this likely occurred due to reusing the crankshaft pulley bolt and not tightening the bolt properly after the chain service. Step number 3, the crankshaft bolt is a torque to yield and one-time use only. It must be replaced when removed. And the proper 4-step torque sequence needs to be followed. Failure to follow these steps can lead to this scenario. And then it says see attached replacement procedure. So if you didn't do that, that could definitely be the issue here.
That may be because I reused the bolt. I never really the harmonic bolt.
Yes, sir.
Now, when I was I was kind of concerned about alignment because.
Well, you should be.
And somebody else had told me, he had a Dodge. He said, "Man, you don't want to crank it in, push it in too far, because you can crank or something." And I didn't tighten it all the way.
Right.
And that could be what happened. And maybe that's just a balancer. What you're saying is it could have sheared the key in the timing gear?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that would go valve then if that would change it, wouldn't it?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to. If it's time, just a few degrees, that doesn't mean that it's going to valves. But you wouldn't know until you ran, unless we ran a compression test and on compression. Yeah.
How much compression you think?
Right. I don't think so. No. I think your timing issue, the variable valve timing of this VCT system, or the timing chain or this bolt, crankshaft bolt is the issue. The engine's out of time. That's why you're flagging these codes.
If you get down there to the timing chain, that's like taking half the part.
Yeah, it's a big job. Now, what you want to do is you're going to want to check to make sure you can check engine compression next, and then you can check engine vacuum if it left where it can idle, and you can take a vacuum reading. You want to see a good solid 18, 19 inches of steady vacuum when the engine's idling. You don't want the needle to fluctuate, flicker as the engine's running. If it does, then it's a mixture with the engine. Timing or low compression could do that. What's in? You just hook up your vacuum gauge to any place, any hose or line coming from the intake manifold. It'll have full manifold vacuum.
All right. Looking at
18, 19, yeah. But if it's at like 15, 16, that's 17, it's kind of borderline. But if it doesn't idle, that test won't work, and you're going to have to at least manually pull the timing cover, check the marks. But these codes are timing codes, the timing chain or the variable valve timing system.
I'll see what I get. But this thing is, I'm not sure if it's even going to start. But it ran and cranked it up and tried to pull it back. I was trying to pull it forward, and it just sort of died on me. And
yeah.
Get it back started. I think it just flooded out.
Yeah.
Because it was too rich. It was giving that code. Let me look at this and see where I can pull the vacuum from.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, I'm going to let you work on that. We don't need to be on the phone while you're looking for a vacuum port. You just need to hook it up to any vacuum hose or line that's hooked up directly to the intake manifold. So the brake booster, that main vacuum hose that comes right from the intake manifold, so that you could hook it up. You could take it out, off the book, your gauge up right there.
Okay.
And if you want, you can run some tests and just reply back online. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? All right, you're welcome. Good luck, and let me know if anything comes up, okay?
Where is it out? The exhaust sensor, is it to the outside of the engine, or is it to the inside of the engine?
You talking about the oxygen sensor?
Is that on the outside toward the exhaust? Because it's pulled the one on the outside. I thought maybe this is the exhaust sensor. Well, the one that I got from the store, it only has 2 pins on it, and the one that I pulled has 3 pins. That was my question altogether.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we get a different question. Looks like this thing's got 4 different cam sensors.
The VCT sensors on the front of the valve cover, and sensors on the left hand, the driver's side. They're on the back side of the head when you can't get to them. So I got one out. The other 2 on the passenger side, those are on the back side of the cover. Yeah, on the cover. Yeah, I don't know
your friend. I don't vehicles. There's a lot of things that not only Ford does that I don't agree with, but it's pretty common. Camshaft sensors have 3 wires. Was that 2 wires or 3 wires? Each of the cam sensors have 3 wires. All of them do, yeah. They might have get crank sensor.
The one that they let out the intake it looks identical to the one that I pulled out, which is on the outside toward the exhaust.
Okay.
Now, is there any difference between?
According to Ford, there are 2 different part numbers. One's $8.75. The other one's $30.73.
Can you get them? They look identical. How do you know which one's exhaust and how do you know which one's intake?
Well, when you order it, the part number will be on the box, right? And then you can match it up to the one that you pulled out. But I'm showing here. I'll give you the part number so that way you can look and you can match it up. Okay. So we got
TC 915.
Okay, I just sent it over in chat. You can take a look whenever you get a chance. Yes, that's my reply. Yes.
I'm gonna try to get it ironed out. The sensors almost look the same. And apparently the one that was not the right one.
Yeah, correct. That's not the right one. All right, my friend, you're welcome. Good luck, and let us know if anything comes up.